Big time. The first one, I definitely relied on my daughter and some of her friends. I would go, hey guys, and this was like during lockdown pandemic. And I remember calling one of Lily's best friends, this girl Tilly, and saying, hey, what do you not like about reading? And she's just like, oh, I don't know. I have better things to do. And I go, just say that one more time, and like try to write it all down. But yeah, they always have input. I read the books to them to make sure that everything seems, forget about whether they like it or not. They're just like, yeah, that sounds right. That's about right. And then this latest one, This Book Is Not a Present, really is an ode to my son, who is, when he gets a present, he wants it to be Legos. He wants it to be a video game. He wants it to be anything other than a book. Well, I sent a video over to everyone at Penguin at some point. This may have been actually for the first book, but it really was the inspiration for this book, which was my son. I tricked my son and I videotaped him and I said, listen, I got a present for you. And he went, oh, and he gets very excited about presents. And he goes, oh, is it a Lego video game? Which I don't know if that's even a thing. But he just was overwhelmed with the idea that he was about to get something. And then I said, no, it's a book. And he got so mad. He screamed, "Arr!" And then he punched me. And then I was like,
no.
He was really upset about the whole thing. And I go, oh yeah, this is definitely, we're gonna write this. So I think he relates very much to the book. And it's funny, of all the things, like he had that reaction and then we wrote the book. Of course, I was forced to dedicate it to him. But he loves it and he takes such ownership of it. Now he wants me to come read it to their school. And like, he's like, can I give this to my friend Rory? And I'm like, yeah, man, whatever you want to do. We're in heavy rotation right now. My son Ozzy we're on, I think, book 6 or 7 of Diary of a Wimpy Kid, which he really likes. And he likes to watch the movies and the show and the whole thing. So he's all in on that. And then Lily has books that she's assigned for school. And so I like to keep up on it. So we'll read both and then talk about it. And they're reading some great stuff in her class. And so the reading is in full effect in our house right now. And that's the way that it should be. And it's more fun that way. It's nice. You have things to discuss. There's a lot of them. He was incredible. And he was exactly who you wanted him to be, because he was a one-of-a-kind personality. And some people, the personality that you saw was exactly who you want that guy to be. And on top of all that, he was incredibly talented. And I think he always knew that, and he always knew how great he was. And in these last few years, that he had, where the world really got to see that and accept it and experience it, and he got to experience it, and really embrace all of that love. And boy, oh boy, did he take advantage of it. It was so wonderful to be on the sidelines of that and see that. And I mean, he played at the Grand Ole Opry. Like, there was weird, he had this moment where all of a sudden he was working on these shows, was doing really well, and then the Instagram thing hit and he became this sensation. And I was so curious to see, like, okay, well, what does he do now? And the direction he took it in was so, if you knew him, it made sense, but it also still was shocking. I mean, to know that he would be on the stage of the Grand Ole Opry playing with Dolly and Vince Gill and these legends was so, I don't know the word for it. It was beautiful to see. And I'm so glad he had all of that. And I know how tremendously grateful he was for all of it. So it's sad that he's not with us, but I'm so grateful that I knew him and got you know, the time I did with him, and that he got the time and recognition that he deserved. And what's crazy is, I'll start to cry, but for the book, I was doing a book signing at Barnes and Noble on this past Saturday, and he lives real close by to there, and so he was walking through and saw that I was there and tried to get in, but the event was sold out and they didn't let him in. And he texted me he was like, I tried to get in. I saw that you look so famous. They wouldn't let me in. That turned my little ass away. He goes, but congratulations. I couldn't stay. I have to go anyway because I have important things to do. And then somebody who was at the event as I was leaving was like, hey man, I took this picture. It's Leslie Jordan being turned away from your event. This was last Saturday. I'm so upset that I didn't see the text. I would have been like, get in here. I would have had him read the book. He would have done a better job than I do. Yeah, he wrote me. I just heard about this. I'm at the Grove. I ran upstairs. Your book is sold out. And without a book, they won't let me near you. Superstar, that's what you are. Congratulations. I got to run or I would stalk you. If Liz wanted to do it, who created the show, obviously, you know, she thought there was some way back in. You know, it would definitely be something I would be open to. But it's tough, you know. I thought Lisa Kudrow said something really insightful when they were doing the Friends reunion, which was the writers worked really hard on wrapping it all up in a way that was hopefully satisfying to the audience and satisfying to these characters. And I think if you go back into it, it means you got to undo that. And that to me is argument enough to really question whether to go back or not. The other part of it is, it wasn't that long ago. Yeah, I'm like, this is we finished a couple of years ago.